Alright, ladies and gents, welcome to my first ever Pokemon Unite video. I'm the Asian Robot, and you may know me mostly for my dauntless content. But I wanted to share something important with you because in about 9 days of playing, I've actually managed to reach the Ultra class. Now, of course, I did do this with friends, but we didn't have a full party, and in fact, the way that we won matches is through tactics and knowledge. Now, in a separate video, I will go through several basic tips to help you out with getting your Pokemon journey started. But for today, I'm going to actually analyze one of the matches I had yesterday on Twitch so that you can understand battle tactics that are very important because my friends have gone out of their way to teach this to me and it is extremely valuable. As proof, if you look at my 14-day welcome gifts, I have done it only in 9 days. I haven't even reached my 10th day of playing, and we are already in the Ultra class. Of course, I'll be going for Master very soon, but I hope you guys will enjoy this because this video will show you exactly how you can do what we've been doing and how to better understand tactics in this amazing game. Alright? Look forward to my analysis because it's going to begin shortly. Okay there guys, what up? You might probably be more used to seeing me in this state. What I've actually got here is a Pokemon Unite match from the Ultra Rank push, and I'm actually going to show you because this match actually contains some do's and some don'ts. So if you want to know how we reached Ultra Rank in about 9 days of gameplay, well, this is how we did it. But what you're going to see is, because I'm the lowest skilled member on the team playing Cinderace, which you see right there, I'm actually going to explain what happened during the match and also explain what is important and what is not important. Now, first of all, I'm actually going to pause this here. The ad carry, or the attacker, in which case is Cinderace, and the defender or supporter, now in this case it's the supporter, my buddy Yuzuki, will normally take the top lane. Usually it's an ad carry and defender that does this in an ideal situation. Obviously when you play with random members on your team instead of a full team, you won't always have the ideal situation. So the attacker generally will want to go to top lane because the mobs are easier. This is advice from NightRanger, the most skilled player on our team, as well as Yuzuki. And basically, you want to farm up as much as possible. The supporter will do their best to feed the carry, and that's exactly what you're going to see here. Alright. Yuzuki basically leaves the last hit to me so that my attacker can level up faster. This is the ideal situation. However, I'm pretty bad at this game. Like I said, I'm the lowest skilled member on the team. So after you clear up all the mobs, right, you don't go for these ones first. Now, that was a mistake. You have to go for the one in the middle. Why? Because you need to deny that to the enemy. All right? What happened there, we're going to rewind it for a second, all right? What happened there was a mistake because, as you can see, Yuzuki did get it, but I got this low sweep and I went in the wrong direction, all right? You don't really want that to happen. Now, I was going to sweep down and shoot that, but you know, sometimes controls are bad, and like I said, I was pretty bad in that round. Now, after you secure the middle point, you want to secure all the mobs around the area. This is to give yourself the maximum experience points. If you can, you want to score a goal so you can push yourself to level 4. That's not normally always possible, so here I am doing some very stupid moves. Now, the enemy is already level 4, however. Why? Because they also secured this camp right here. On our end, it was already eaten up, and that's okay. That's okay, because that boosts our jungler. Our jungler is NightRanger, so he's gone down to assist the bottom lane. Now, the bottom lane is usually the most important lane out of all the other lanes. Why? Because Dreadnought spawns there. Securing Dreadnought means that you will benefit your team with experience points and everything. Now here, because there were 3 of them in the top lane, and they have a lot of offensive power with about 3 attackers, Gardevoir, Ninetales, and Bulbasaur. We lost the farm in the middle as well. So this lane is basically under huge pressure. Now, ideally, I would want to rotate down when Dreadnought starts to spawn around 8 seconds. 8 seconds before he spawns, that's when I will start to rotate down. This way, all of our firepower is concentrated in the bottom lane. But here, I'm in a pretty rough situation. NightRanger basically ganked top. So in case you guys missed what happened there, I'm going to pause it. We're going to rewind it. All right. So at this point, Night Ranger had already attacked. So we're going to rewind it a bit further. As you can see, all of them were pushing here, so we were under the goal, and we were using the goal shields to try and extend our life. So Night Ranger came in at that point, killed them all, well, killed 2 of them, and that basically also makes him stronger. This allows the jungler to have, now he's level 7 while I'm level 4, this allows the jungler to have more power in, you know, affecting the battle, and the jungler in general will usually have the highest level on the team. Now, I went to bottom lane, but this was actually a mistake. Now, what you're going to see here is that Wigglytuff, Yuzuki, is left in top lane alone, and Dreadnought is nowhere near spawning. This is a bad play, even at ultra level. All right, now we did still win, because what I'm going to show you is that these mistakes don't mean the end of your game. However, that was a pretty stupid mistake, because I'm not supposed to be here. Okay, these mobs are tougher for me to farm, so although I did it thinking that I would get more XP, Yuzuki is left alone up there to face 3 of them, and there's no way he can do that. So here I am running back to top because I realized the error of my ways. However, it results in the death of Yuzuki, which, again, basically I caused my teammate to die. This means that the enemy gains more experience points, and that's overall pretty bad. Also, they stole the mob that I was working on there because they just had more firepower there. And honestly, that resulted in a terrible situation. Truffle's having hiccups over there. Okay, so here what I tried to do was that because I noticed that bottom lane was completely secure and these guys for some reason are pushing top really hard, I tried to hang back with Yuzuki here, and he was doing a fantastic job with Wigglytuff there, but unfortunately I made some mistakes. Although I got my Pyro Ball and level 7, I was not able to counter both Venusaur and Ninetales. Now I managed to kill Ninetales with my final kick, but overall this in general caused problems for top. However, bottom, you'll notice that bottom has already been pushed. Winning the bottom lane is huge because we earned Dreadnought earlier, boosting everyone's experience points, and now we're going to get Rotom as well, with the bottom lane being less secure for them because, you know, these guys are under huge pressure. Cinderace has a lot of damage, so what you're going to see here is that, yep, we've secured Rotom, and we start to push. Now this is basically where the snowball starts. Alright, now I do make some pretty bad errors as well, but in general, once you've secured Dreadnought, you will be able to secure Rotom as well, because you should have an experience point advantage. Now here I retreat because as much as I would love to keep the pressure on, I was nearly dead. So here I am, again making a mistake. I should have gone straight to top. I started going to bottom lane, which basically made me slower to respond to what top needed. So you generally don't want that situation because, you know, and here's another key mistake that, okay, this one, what I'm going to show you is that you should never take the farms of the jungle, okay? And this is a mistake I was making in ultra rank, all right? So like I said, again, this is not the be all and end all, but one important lesson which I learned here and which I was taught by my teammates is that you never take the buffs of the jungle. I thought I was in the frame of mind that I really just wanted to farm levels, and sometimes that experience point is enticing because I really wanted to get to level 9. However, in doing so, basically I cost the buff to Night Ranger. I got my Unite move, but this was actually an error because, again, your jungle needs those buffs to farm faster. Your jungle always wants to have an advantage over the enemy team, so by denying him that, I basically gimped my own team for no reason, all right? So here I am engaging in a team fight. Now, we do kill Ninetales here, and of course, I want to dish out more damage to Gardevoir, but because I was a bit too kill hungry, you know, they managed to stun me and then chase me off like that. Alright, so that was pretty bad, unfortunately, but that's okay. I return to base here, and I should be starting to prepare for Dreadnought. Okay, because you can see Dreadnought spawning. So here we go. Now, this play was okay. I stopped along the way just to kill that one mob, because that delay probably was not going to, like, affect us much. And we get to Dreadnought, we secure it, and then we get more XP and shields. Again, this helps. Now, the mistake made here was that I, instead of engaging with Crustle, I should have ignored him and gone after the team, the attackers that he let get away. Now, Sylveon is trying to score, and I actually try to push her back, but unfortunately, well, she didn't have much points, so they were able to just quickly score. And unfortunately, they were really fast, so they got away from me. I ended up wasting time chasing, and then here's where I make mistake round 2. Again, I took the jungle's buff. As I mentioned before, you don't want this situation. Now, I did it because I thought, oh, I'm going to get to level 11, and Serena comes in and grabs that, but I ended up getting the buff. The attacker doesn't really need that. You're not the one who's supposed to do the CC and the lockdowns, all right? Now, I also kind of panic pressed my Pyro Ball there, so you saw me like whack a random wild Pokemon instead. But yeah, the mistake made there was that I should have gotten to the team fight earlier, and I should not have taken the jungle's buffs. But overall, you can see that we're winning because we're continuously getting Rotom as well as Dreadnought. Dreadnought being the more important of the two, because having a level advantage, having an XP advantage over your opponents is huge. Now here, I try and send my Unite ult out. Okay, we get that done. All right, this is where the victory really starts to kick in. All right, we're dumping in there, and then they surrender because they knew that there was no hope at this point. Could they have turned it around? Actually, yes, they could have turned it around if they didn't surrender. But if you saw how that match went, that was an ultra ranked match. All right, what you'll realize is that the snowballing occurs overall when you continuously obtain Dreadnought. All right, so the biggest tips that I can give you as a beginner who pushed to ultra rank within 9 days. Number 1, all right, I'm going to summarize it for you. Number 1, add carry in the top lane, defender in the top lane, or failing if you don't have a defender at all, supporter in the top lane. All-rounder goes to the bottom lane, as well as if you've got a spare attacker for some reason, go in the bottom lane. Otherwise, it should be the supporter. Ideally, supporter and all-rounder goes in the bottom lane. Okay, for your jungle, you will want to be leveled up above your opponent. Make sure that when you're rotating down to Dreadnought, the top is not being pushed by 3 people, because if the top is being pushed by 3 people and you want to stay and defend, you can, because because bottom is going to be a 3v2, and they're very likely to win that, especially if your jungler is there. Delaying the scoring on top not only denies them experience points, but can also help. But if you're losing top, the idea is to just rotate down. All right, that is very important. Next, do not steal the jungle's buffs. This is very important. Continuously winning Dreadnought being the priority, and then winning Rotom will basically secure any victory for your team. So you'll see that a lot of people at Ultra and Master Rank tend to start pinging. They will start pinging you to go down to Dreadnought when it's about 8 seconds. Ideally 10 to 8 seconds. You want to rotate down. If your top is only 2 people, leave 1 person there. 4 people down to Dreadnought. If top is only 1 person, everybody can rotate down. You always want to have an advantage so that you can win Dreadnought fast, either by wiping the enemy team to get a little extra XP as well, maybe sometimes scoring before returning back to Dreadnought. You just basically want to make sure that you're always having the XP advantage over your opponents. And in order to get more farm, it can be very difficult if you're continuously losing Dreadnought and Rotom. Last but not least, Zapdos. If you're behind, you have to win it. If you're not behind, okay, wipe the enemy first, then win it, just to rub salt in their wounds. And those are the best tips that I can give you. And as you saw, although I made a lot of mistakes, my teammates were able to cover for it. Why? Because they were winning Dreadnought and Rotom. Mostly thanks to the excellent support of Yuzuki and the work of our jungler, Night Ranger. My terrible plays and mistakes were covered up completely. So again, this is an analysis not only of like basically where I went wrong in that entire match, so that you can also understand what is the ideal scenario. What the only things that went right were that I was in the correct lane. All right, but you saw that despite my terrible plays, we still pulled off a victory. All right, in fact, the opponent surrendered. Again, that whole situation is simply due to the fact that the team functioned excellently. So if you follow the methodology that I've talked about in this video, you are highly likely to be able to push your rank up. All right, so I hope that this information helps you, and please enjoy the game. If you like my content, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You can also send super thanks on YouTube. Drop a tip via the link in the description of the video if you want to feed my family, because that's my only source of income. You can join the channel as a member and gain access to various perks. And yeah, last but not least, here's our thank you scene for all the beautiful people that have supported us. Here's the Throne of Honor, Poony Poonly, OnlyFan, Real British Robot, OnlyFan, Zach NFG, Prestige Level, Nate the Great, Prestige Level, The Forgotten, Prestige Level, NightRangerX, Prestige Level, Mashari Al-Shahari, Prestiged, Ditorius Venom, Prestige. Thank you guys so much for feeding my family. It means a lot. Here are January's top supporters: Bravo7910, Randomo, Swordmaster Krampus, Johnny Nara, Alien Frost 80, Sav Uzumaki, Kazmanta My Lovely Girl, Zach NFG, Galaxy Train, Kelvin Maxi, Rune Eater, Rogue Assassin, Shroot, I'm a Boxhead, Viper91, Real British Robot, The Mighty Zeno, Leviosa, iCake Sai, Night Ranger X, and Franz Schubert. I appreciate all of you very much. Thank you very much, and I'll see you all on the next video.